Welcome to episode number 83 of the BEBC
BS
Podcast.
What? Round one. Ding, ding, ding.
On a crisp, cool
Frosty.
fall morning.
Frosty.
It was frosty. It was chilly last night, Nolan.
Paywall material.
We've decided that Nolan does not know how to dress appropriately for a game.
No.
Think about
He's got a history.
Think of the Cotton Bowl.
the taco
Speaking
hat.
of Taco Bell hat, man, yeah.
For those of you that went to the Mesquite Horn game in 2012, I believe it was.
I was
it
just
2012?
got
I
off
thought
a
it was
plane.
It was 12 or 13. They were Taco Bell was handing out these taco hats to the first
Whatever.
Whoever
100
wanted
people.
one.
Yeah, however many people want. No, they ran out because there were people that wanted them.
Yeah.
It
there
was
a lot of
kind of
people
a
walk by
frosty,
and go,
foggy
"No."
night. Nolan was, where were you flying in from?
I don't remember.
Houston.
Was it Houston?
Yeah.
Houston.
And no one shows up to the game. For those of you who remember, it was misty and it was cold.
39, 38.
It
Not
sucked.
quite
And
freezing,
he had
but it
shorts on
sucked.
and a little bitty jacket.
Did I have shorts on?
I don't even
Yes.
think he had a jacket.
Yeah,
I
you
think he
did.
was
I
just...
did.
Yep.
And
Has
so
anybody got
thought I had
something I can
jeans.
wear?
all of us there had to take something off and
Donated
give it to
a
Nolan,
blanket.
and he wore the taco hat all night.
Yeah.
Kept my ears warm.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that taco hat is almost 10 years old.
That's
90.
crazy.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So yeah, and he was complaining last night the whole game. God, it's cold out here. It's cold out here. I said, "Here's my keys. Go start tearing down the tailgate."
And he did. And he did.
Exercise.
I waited till the last
We
whistle.
had extra
Well, yeah.
blankets and everything. All he had to do was ask, and he just. So, anyhow,
I used to have a little more layering.
episode number 83, fellas. Noah Nance.
Yeah, Noah, congratulations. This is your episode.
Heard
my
your
friend.
name a couple times. Last
Yeah,
night.
we had a little fun with one of your plays there. You got tired of everybody playing with the food when they were on a tackle.
You got tired of the rugby scrum and you knocked the ball down. It was great. So, round one's over.
It is. Now
Well,
we
now,
didn't expect
not
it to
for-
be much of a challenge.
Not for
but-
every team in the state, because
No.
there are 22 games today. But
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
most.
Well, and, yeah. So they have Thursday. They had some
Numb tongue.
Thursday games. They had some Friday games. Last night was Allen's game.
Allen had a Friday game.
A few Friday games.
And
just a
all
few.
of the, a bunch, yeah. All the teams in our district that went to the playoffs were last night.
And you know that is great, and we'll talk about all that.
There you go.
But we got to start this thing off talking about tailgate, because this typically is our last big heavy tailgate of the year.
Right, because we don't get to tailgate much. Globe Life, there's not going to be
It's
a tailgate.
It just makes it difficult playing in places like that to do it.
Yeah.
And so,
Especially when games start at 7 now. It says 7:30.
yeah, it's tough. So, and we have kind of a tradition every year. Typically, the last tailgate because the temperatures have dropped. Mm-hmm. And that front, I left the office yesterday about noon, 12:30ish, and I got home, and there was a breeze in the air.
You could feel it.
As that front,
There was a wind
a mist.
beneath my wings.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. As the cold front decided to make its way through, so the temperature when I'm in my car anyway said 73 when I left the office, and I got home, and you could just start feeling that chill in the air, and it was windy. You put the tents up, and you got to stake them down.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to hang on to your plates and your cups and everything else.
Not all.
We had problems with that last
Yes.
night. In fact, for those of you that know where we tailgate
Oh,
at,
jeez.
oh, I'm losing it.
Oh, jeez.
There was a plate that was holding the spoon and knife and everything that blew over, and the wind caught it, and it rolled all the way to the curb over by the baseball stadium.
It was a
did not fall over. It rolled.
It had to have
all
been
the
at
way.
least 50 yards.
It was a hell of a punt.
I had to go chase it. I was like, seriously? So I went and brought it back because we don't litter like everybody else
No.
does up there.
It's
But
like-
anyhow,
yeah.
we're not supposed to bang on the table.
Yeah, exactly. Bad marky.
It was chilly night at the tailgate.
Football weather. It calmed down. At least the wind calmed down a little bit for game time.
It
So that
did.
was nice. Good atmosphere.
Chilly night.
A few people showed up.
You just say the word, and there he goes.
No.
I think Nolan's taking care of chilly night right now. Off he goes. David makes the best chili in the world. And
Yep.
by golly, every year What are you coughing for? If we want to go there, we'll go back about 6 or 7 weeks to somebody who volunteered to make the chili this year.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I've been busy.
Yeah. So, David, thank you for making chili.
Absolutely. It was very
It
good.
was very good. And we appreciate you doing
We
it.
always love that chili.
But I do need to make the chili.
Nah, you can talk all you want.
Okay. I will. Trust me.
Hey, own it. Own it.
So, yeah, last tailgate, had some people stop by. I got some listeners we didn't know we had stopped by.
I know. We always love it when
And
listeners stop by.
she doesn't want to be identified by name, but the way she introduced herself was...
You don't like my kid.
Long-time listener, first-time
visitor.
Came by her tailgate. That was pretty funny.
We love it.
And then she goes, you don't like my kid. And I was like, oh.
What?
Oh, and then we're like, oh, here we go again.
But we had to go through all that. And everything's fine. She wasn't mad. It was her way of telling us what her kid did. So it was pretty funny, actually.
Well, and let's be honest. We really do love all the kids.
Shoot,
We're
yeah.
human. Sometimes we don't get their name right. We get in the flow. Well,
Sometimes we just don't know their names.
Well, exactly. And so 2020 has been just the weirdest year. We're doing the transition when we do.
Are you transitioning?
No, let me tell you about my transition. It's a graphic thing of beauty.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
No.
This is going
Follow me
south
here.
in a hurry.
Follow me here. When we get full spring practice and we get to make some visiting, visit some of the practices, meet some of the kids, do 7-on-7. But in 2020, in the summer of 2021, we really didn't. There weren't any 7-on-7s.
Yeah.
Nobody was into it.
That's true.
No communication. So, Chad Morris, coach, we're looking for more communication. We're looking for more community events. We hear that's what he's looking for too. We want to get to know these kids. We want to get to know their parents. If they want to get to know us, no pressure. But
James just wants stalker fodder.
no.
No, he's right though.
We want to.
Oh, no, I know.
We
I
want
know.
to
The 7-on-7 was great.
Yeah.
I mean, going to
my
Arkansas
gosh.
and
We've had
going
so
around
much
here.
fun.
We
with 7-on-7.
we had a blast every year going out there. Had a blast. Obviously, the coach would come up and we'd hang out with them at the games and stuff. Yeah, we got to know them. They got to know us. They know that we're
Some of the coaches.
some of the coaches. We're not going there again.
I know.
Don't need. I'm gonna
No,
stop.
But the point is...
nothing but love.
The more you spend time with people, the more you know about them.
Right. Because if we
It
get to
makes-
know about a kid
Sure.
when they're a senior, that's a lost opportunity for us and maybe for the kid, maybe not.
Here's a great example.
Yeah.
I'll give an example. And you weren't there yesterday when this happened, but Raylan Sharp.
Yep.
Yeah. Tutor kid.
2
Great
weeks in a
kid.
row.
He's back in town. He's doing his remote learning for his last semester here at Houston, and he's
Looking for a
he's
new
in
home.
the transfer portal. He came by for an hour yesterday.
Yeah, that was great.
That's awesome.
Just sat down and talked to Raylan about things, and it's because of the relationship we established with Raylan over the years he
Long time.
played. He'd stop by tailgate, and we get to talk to Raylan for an hour.
Great kid. Very
Yeah.
ambitious.
We learned how much sleeve tattoos cost.
Oh my gosh.
These kids make way too much money, is all I can say. But anyhow, tailgate was great. Last one of the year. It was great meeting the Bargains family after the game.
That's correct.
They came-
Nikki and Antoine.
And their son, Nicholas,
Nicholas Bargains.
number 21.
Handsome.
It's not Nick. It's Nicholas.
It is. That's right. But now here's what I'm noticing.
Uh-oh.
Nicholas, a bunch of the other kids on defense specifically, they're playing much more aggressively.
Wow,
Now,
that was
they were
a
doing-
segue.
Hey, I'm just trying to compliment the kids.
Chimpanzee riding on a Segway.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be one of
Mickey
those
boy.
mornings.
Who wound him up?
Bond Man. Don't forget Bond Man.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
forget about
Taco Bell.
what happened
hit
last
Bond
night.
Man.
Yeah.
As,
Oh yeah,
as a
we got to
result-
talk about that.
As a real
Way to go, people.
We didn't have money to
We didn't have
pay
money
the
to fix
electric.
the video board.
Yeah. Maintenance on the scoreboard.
Jeez Louise, and people who's falling and twisting ankles on that
Say
old
people
turf.
complaining about it didn't go vote.
I'm a little.
It ain't going to get no better than it is right now, friends.
That's right. It's as good as it's ever going to get.
That's right. Till you change your vote. It
I
is
want to see all these people's homes that haven't updated their carpet in 30 years.
Ew. get the carpet cleaned. Why would I want to spend money on that?
For real.
Yeah, so bottom line is transition. I've seen a lot of the defenses, even the coaching has gotten a little bit more aggressive. They were pressing for the first play, at least.
I about fell out of the second deck when I saw
God.
it.
Yeah. What was
With
really
a,
cool?
with a 3-man rush?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was really cool is 1st and 40. You pick it up in 2 plays.
We got that. That'll
That's
be
awesome.
Yeah,
right here.
the refs poked the bear with
Yeah,
that
I'll show you.
stupid 2 calls that they.
Here we go. Well, the first one might have been
Stupid
legitimate.
refs.
First one was legitimate. The second one was ridiculous.
Stupid.
Alan Hebron, as we mentioned last week, and you said earlier, this was an expectation game that Allen should do well, because Hebron was coming in at 5-5. They played in a really, really poor district.
So how many of those 5 wins were of inequality? And what,
Yeah,
what you said something to stat
3
about.
four of their 5 wins. Well, they didn't beat a team with a winning record.
Okay, that speaks
That'll
volumes.
tell you something. 3 of those
That
wins were
means-
against the Plano schools.
Yeah.
Coppell, who won 4 games, and Flower Mound, who was either 5-5 or 6-4, and got into they were the last playoff team out of that district. And they got hammered by Geyer last night. So the expectation was, which if you remember, if we go back to the beginning of the season when they scrimmaged, it was kind of like looking at Hebron, and I know it's a scrimmage, but you go, doesn't seem to be a whole
Didn't
lot
see
there.
a whole lot, no.
And that's how the season played out for those guys. So, again, what happened last night at the end of the day, I think, is what at least all of us were expecting. So, but it starts out, Allen gets the ball first.
Right, Hebron won the toss. They said, okay, we defer. Playing right into our hands.
We lost the sauce again.
Have we haven't won one?
Yeah,
I think
been
we
a
won
while.
one.
It's been a while. First play from scrimmage, Hawkins goes back to pass, and
boom.
our buddy,
A
Right
little,
across.
a little,
Ray
closer.
Brazier,
Where was it?
A little
Right
skinny
across
post
the middle.
Right across the middle.
rumbles
What
and
a
stumbles.
concept.
No, I can't say that, because rumbling
he-
and stumbling is safe for somebody like Elijah Fisher, not Jacob
That's right.
Brazier.
Jacob Brazier. He's in the slot, but he's out wide.
Yep.
He makes a little motion, comes in a little bit tighter, goes out, and you can see him. We'll play the highlight
Super
here.
pass, super run, 57 yards.
Almost got the touchdown.
Almost got the touchdown. Jacob feels bad about it. We talked to him after
I
the
know.
game. He wanted to score.
They all want to score.
Gets down to the 12, and a few plays later, Devin Turner,
Rushes in.
who we'll talk about quite a bit during this podcast, had himself his first touchdown of the
Yeah.
night.
He is
One of how many?
Oh, I don't know. We'll get to it.
oh, two or
Two
three.
or three.
Yeah.
You know,
But
it was funny because I told Jalen Jenkins as he came by the tailgate. I said, "You playing? Then you suiting up?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." I said, "I want $174 and 3 touchdowns." And I think they ended up holding him out a little bit when things started going well. Give him another chance to heal a little bit more from his injury from a couple of weeks ago. And so it was Turner who
Taking the brunt
took
of
the
the
load
snaps,
last
yeah.
night.
Wow.
And we'll just say it now. He ended up with 11 carries for 211 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not 3, 4.
Yeah, 4.
And he only averaged 19.18 yards per carry. So
Oh, that's terrible. Horrible.
had a rough night for
But
Mr. Turner.
his runs
His
He was dancing.
He's gone from when he was first kind of featured
kind of playing tippy toes to
to
finding the hole and
Split
making
second.
moves, and
Yeah.
it's some of his spins last night to get away from tackles.
perfectly timed.
Oh my god!
And we'll
And
have
we
some
have
of those
those
in there in
videos.
the highlights. Yeah, it's,
he was a
it's a thing. of
he was
beauty.
a highlight reel last
Yeah.
night, and it was great to see. And I'll just say this for him.
That was awesome.
And I'm going to give kudos to the coaches here. And Will Bryant's the running backs coach. And I don't know how much coaching he's done with Devin, but just to see his transition from game 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he's thinking too much as opposed to just
Right.
going, reacting, and going with the flow. And by golly, the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's really stepped up, which has been good. With not only does it compliment Jenkins, but Jenkins being out, and Sibley was out for a couple of weeks too.
Right.
He was really the feature back,
Yeah.
and he stepped up.
Wow. Did he ever?
And last night was just another example of seeing a kid. You talk about improvement over the year.
You and I, after a couple of those runs, I'm looking at you going,
Yeah, exactly. We're just looking at each other like,
oh my God.
man.
Well, you mentioned his running stats, but we only had 31 rushes.
I know.
And how many yards? You told me this morning. I was shocked.
I made everybody guess at breakfast, and
I thought
everybody
320.
I was closest, but I was so short.
533 yards rushing last night.
On 31 rushes.
And I meant to look up, and I forgot to see how many Trinity ran for last night because I was going to use that analogy. So we pulled a Trinity. Out of the thing.
Sure.
But 533 yards rushing, and not only that, the average per rush 17.19 yards per rush.
That's phenomenal.
You can win a lot of football games.
Absolutely.
Your average 17 yards a carry.
You can get a lot of those football games over quicker,
Yep.
Oh.
dominate.
Oh.
Give me a number for
Although
Trinity.
it seemed to
Oh.
drag out for a
Trinity
while.
only had 258 yards rushing.
That's very interesting. They still won, but that's very interesting.
What's his name?
Out of
Quarterback?
41.
41. A
Attempts.
6.29. That's horrible. Allen was so much better than Trinity.
So, Allen goes up 7-0 very quickly. Sorry, 10:37. So it took them a minute and 23 seconds to score.
Yeah.
So they're
Not
up. Hebron gets the ball back. It takes them 14 plays. They drive down the field. A lot of short. In fact, they only had one rushing play for the longest time in that first half. They abandoned the run. The second play, they tried to run. The guy didn't get anywhere. And then every play after that, that whole series.
Well, they just like everybody else has watched our game tapes.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you run when you can throw the ball?
Pass. They get down to the 11-yard line. Defense
Steps up.
steps up, holds them to a field goal. And I looked at James then. I said, big mistake.
Yeah.
I said, field goals aren't going to win this game for you.
No.
And I think when you're a 5-5 team playing a pretty good team that you're an underdog to, this is your season right here.
That's right.
You don't want to kick a field goal, great, but it ain't, especially after what you just watched happen to your defense in 4 plays. The Eagles score. Hebron kicks off. Kavion Sibley, who is back, returns to kick 19 yards. Devin rushes for 7. Hawkins has an incomplete pass. They get penalized for false start, and then one of the ugliest plays of the year. I think it was supposed to be a screen pass, and Hebron read it pretty well. And I'm going to call.
Michael got rushed out of the pocket a little bit too aggressively.
I think it was a sophomore mistake on this one because he throws up a ball that I think 18 guys on the field had a chance to go get.
Dude,
That was far from a screen pass.
I was sitting in my seats, obviously, until the end of the first quarter when my people left because it was cold.
My people.
That's my life. And before I got up to sat with y'all, but where I was sitting, looking at that, I mean, it was like a duck just hovering above the water, waiting to find an opening to come down. That ball sat up there so long, and everyone was like going
Converging on the ball.
There was a lot of people looking for it.
And that's the one that they intercepted, but it hit the ground first, right?
It hit the ground. You'll see it in the video. You'll see it in the little snapshot we got there. It hit the ground.
The head linesman missed that call, and I saw 4 Allen coaches jumping off the ground screaming at him.
it
did
was
no good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! No. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
And like we say, you got to play beyond the refs. You got to play beyond the bad calls. You got to make that a non-issue.
You do.
Period.
Go out there and play defense, which they did, and they held. And they tried a 44-yard field goal. It was wide right, which is appropriate on the day that FSU plays Miami. So we'll just say that, get that out of the way. So wide right, and they missed it. It's still 7-3 Allen. Eagles get the ball back, and this is what David referred to earlier. They get down to the Hebron 39-yard line, and then they run a play, and it's a completed pass.
Excuse me.
But they're penalized for a chop block. And I don't know.
It was a very clean, obvious chop block.
Which two were involved in that. It was probably a good call.
It was definitely a chop block.
The problem was that, and I'm not sure it was the guy that got chopped, there was a defensive lineman for Hebron that would not get up off of an Allen.
Not only was he not getting up, he kept, I don't know what he was doing, but he was bouncing like
I didn't see all that.
I could see it.
The only thing I saw was an Allen offensive lineman.
Yeah,
clearly, I knew who it was. I'm just not going to mention any names.
Yeah.
Clearly get up and dispose of this young man
and
off of the pile.
And
right
all he did was just, grab his shoulder pad and roll him off.
It was like
You
a
can't do
ragdoll
that.
thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but when the kid got up, he acted like he was hurt.
Yeah.
And so he might have been hurt.
He
That's
was
why he wasn't getting up.
Yeah,
Or he
but then
could've
he
been
started
flopping.
laughing at his,
could've been
and
flopping.
he was dancing around after he saw the flag.
So the Eagles get penalized 30 yards.
Right. And so,
So I
it
turned
used
to
to be
look-
1st and 10, and now it's 1st and 40.
So I turn down and look at Thad, and I say, "What's the call on 1st and 40?" He said, "I don't know." Well,
they found it.
The
They
call
did the right
was a handoff to Devin Turner for 26.
Yeah.
So
Boom.
now you're 2nd and 14, and then the next play he hits our buddy Cooper Cole for 22 yards.
22 yards, first down,
And you're like,
going for the
The
touchdown.
whole thing.
We just converted 1st and 40 in 2 plays. Thank you very much.
The refs
Yeah.
poked the bear.
Yeah. Down to the 21-yard line.
Jenkins comes in. He rushes for 20.
Almost, he reached out to try and get that touchdown. but
I honestly do love this kid. Just his
Yeah.
his ability to run the ball and just escape tacklers is just so awesome.
Oh, and last night, on multiple people that were running, we saw some amazing stiff arms.
We did.
It was
Stiff arms.
I would have just loved to have a camera on Brazel's face, especially on the first
Oh,
and 40.
he was lit. He
And
was lit up.
Just
Dude,
not again.
as far away as we were from him, you could see how
I had
red
my
his
binoculars.
whole head was as red as
I don't
this
think that's
face
red.
guard.
I think that's the tanning salon. I don't know.
Well, and I think he was about to stroke out, actually.
Yeah,
because
I
if you
know.
remember, just before the play with the penalty, there was a pass to Jordan Tyson,
Right.
that went for about 20, almost 25 yards, and then Jordan started running backwards.
Or to the side and backwards a little bit, and then
And
they
so-
wrapped him up.
2 guys wrapped him up.
And
was
we're pushing
pushing
him
him
back.
back.
He wasn't fighting it because
Yep.
you fight it, you get hurt. You fight it, you fumble, whatever. Loss of forward momentum.
One of them rips the ball away late in that play
Oh yeah.
and takes off running. Of course, Brazel's
Fumble recovery.
losing his mind.
Shock.
Claude
Shocker.
Mathis.
Yeah, he's he's the North Dallas version of Claude.
If you can't dominate the other team on the field, you try and dominate the refs.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Off. No, it didn't work.
So Jenkins goes down to the 1. He
Speaking of
scores on the
refs.
next play, and it's 14-3. And you're like, things are well under control. Caden Williams had another great night on touchbacks. I think they returned 1 kick all night.
Yeah, and he actually took it from the end zone.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did take it from the end zone.
And I think that was actually number 88 that was kicking at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's on the roster. I think he was a call-up. 88? Is there an 88 on the roster?
Wormsley Pullins,
That's
wide
not-
receiver.
no, that's not him.
I know.
So, but it's another left-footed
But he
kicker.
was very excited.
Oh, yeah, he was. Because he kicked twice, and the first one was the touchback, and the second
Yeah.
one went in the end zone.
That was a JV kid?
He's been up a couple weeks. I've seen him. He wasn't here all season.
Right.
But he's, like, the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think I saw him first at Prosper.
Well, Caden came off the field after 1 kick. And
He's a little gimpy.
Yeah, he was. He was holding his
Yeah.
ankle or something to that effect.
And all the specialists were standing around with the coach, just
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about it.
Things are going south for Hebron at this point, and they end up punting on their next series. It's only a 19-yard punt. Allen gets the ball at the 42. It takes them 8 plays. Turner
Drive
has
stalled a little bit.
33-yard run on that one.
Sophomore. Whoa, whoa.
down to the 16-yard line. We end up kicking a field goal there. Caden kicks a 38-yarder. Up 17-3. Hebron gets the ball back. It's a 3-and-out. They tried running on that. They got 8 yards the first play. They lost a yard, and then they had a third down incomplete pass. Allen gets the ball back. It takes them 4 plays. Because Hawkins goes 59 yards on a rush.
That was beautiful.
Down to the 10-yard line, and then he completes a pass to Jordan, which I love that play. James will have that highlight for us.
Yeah.
Where he comes across the field, or he comes across the backfield. He's in motion, and they throw it to him. Got good downfield blocks, and they score. It's 24-3.
Defense steps up again.
He does. Hebron gets the ball. They have a 3-yard loss. Jacob Bunniff goes back to pass. It's a tip ball off number 3's hands, I believe.
Yeah.
Malachi Thornton.
Yeah.
Intercepts. Runs it down. How far did he go? He got down like to the 2.
Jacob Bunniff's pass is number 3. Herbie Baldwin, intercepted by number 18, Malachi Thornton. Return of 28 yards. First and goal, Eagles from the 2.
And Turner scores on the next play.
Here we go. Come on. Oh!
Turner. Touchdown, Eagles.
And you've gone from a relatively, 14-3 game to a 31-3 game in a heartbeat.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, kiss this
Putting it
game
away.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Hebron comes back out. They switch quarterbacks. And all of us up there, and I know everybody who's watching this saw this kid. He was wearing a do-rag or something that he had tied.
No, you thought ponytail.
At first I thought it was a ponytail. I was like, is he have a ponytail?
Is that a girl?
That's what James said. Is that a girl?
And then I focused in.
The
It's
do-rag
like
that
popped
went
up.
all the way down to his butt.
I
And
know,
I'm like,
it was like,
what was
really,
that?
dude?
You just want to grab it. Just
Well, I would have loved to see somebody
Yeah.
grab it,
Yeah.
take him off his feet.
Yeah. He comes in. It's not much better.
He's a little more mobile, a little taller.
How much?
They get down to the Eagle 22, but
Kid
they go.
was snapping it to his ankles all day.
That was
True.
one of the biggest problems they had all night.
Yeah,
The
the
center.
center was
snaps.
snapping it low.
And
Dude.
you know why? When he looks up across from him, who does he
DJ.
see all night?
Either Zena
Mr.
or
Hicks.
DJ
or,
Hicks
or
or Jason Williams or those kids are right there. They had a problem all night long getting the ball.
I mean, the quarterback was going down to his ankles every time. To
But
clip-
you know
to
what?
clip
He
the ball.
got them all except I think one went between his legs.
Yeah, there was one.
But it just throws
And he
everything off.
And he got up and got out of it too.
Yeah. So it's
Well,
fourth
there was
and
one that went for a pretty good loss.
4th and 7. He's incomplete pass. Allen takes over.
right. Turnover on downs. It's like a fumble recovery. Whatever.
Yeah.
You love turnovers.
And I don't know what this means. Someone help me here. Lathan Van Osdal comes in on this series.
Yep.
So there's 1:13 left in the second quarter. 3rd and 8. Pass incomplete. And it's the next thing says
We went for it on 4th down and basically
Yeah, we went
we had
forward
a
on
turnover
4th and
on
did it,
downs.
and then there was 2 seconds left in the half, and they
He
just
scored.
What?
Didn't he score right before?
no, it just kind of let the
Now,
clock run.
the morning news again, guys. We just rely on these guys way too much because it says this is what it says: first down, pass incomplete. Second down, Osdale rushes for 2 yards to the 24. Timeout with 1:13 left. 3rd and 8, his pass is incomplete. It says 4th down, penalty defense. 4th down and 8, the Eagles 24. Hawks penalized 39 yards. First down. So I think we just punted there.
Well, or either that or turnover on downs, whatever.
Well, no, because we punted because I got the ball at their 37.
Okay, yeah.
And
But the bottom line is Hebron got the ball, and
they did, and they ran the
drove.
bubble screen to Bridges.
Very short series, but they ended up scoring.
He went 51 yards.
Yeah.
And
So
so
now
it's
what,
31 to 9 because they went for 2, which didn't make any sense at that point, but
Yeah,
they
and
did.
they didn't make it.
So you think with 10 seconds left,
Allen's going to take a knee, whatever.
or just do a handoff. Well, the first play they get penalized for 15 yards. So it's 1st and 25 at the 18. Just a simple handoff to Devin Turner
Yeah. So 37 seconds left when we got the ball.
when he got the ball.
Yeah.
And he says, "Okay,
I got you.
first we converted a 1st and 40. We can do a 1st and 25,
Yeah.
but let's just go for 82 yards and a touchdown."
Oh, there you go.
Go.
Go, 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 go. Oh, there you go.
Eagles touchdown, 82 yards, Devin Turner.
Let's run this.
All those in favor?
Aye. So right before the half, Allen scores, and it's now 38 to 9 at halftime. Let's talk about halftime. I don't know. Again, everybody has a different take on bands and that too. But for those of you who don't know, Hebron's band just won the 6A
State
State
championship.
championship.
UIL state championship. And that's not an
big
easy
deal.
thing to do.
It's an accomplishment.
And so you're like, great. I'm looking forward to seeing the show.
But like teams always do in the playoffs, they'll end up playing towards the home crowd, their crowd, not the venue.
Is that a
they're playing
playoff
at.
thing?
It's a playoff
I
thing.
thought it was a Plano thing.
No. It's a playoff thing. Most all of the teams will
I'm
play
not
to their
seeing-
own audience.
Allen doesn't do that.
Yeah, we do.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens next week if we're visitors.
Okay. No, but
But I would have thought, heck, you've got a state award-winning show.
Show off to other people.
Let us see.
Put it in their face.
Not that you can't see from the backside, but it's always
Yeah.
more fun when you see it head on and see everything going on.
Yeah.
So,
Well, first thing, props. They had these. It looked like the Patriot missile defense system that they were bringing out there. Here, when's the missile launch?
I had no idea what I thought they were cannons. Like they were. I was going like, this is going to be
Exactly.
cool. They're going to be shooting
people.
flag twirlers
Fireworks.
across the field and
It's a
stuff.
circus.
Big cartridge.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, but they were cartridge ink pens.
I would have voted you #1 if I'd seen that.
The band was very precise. They did really great movements.
They were good.
Good sound out of that number of players. Good sound, good volume.
Hey, and I want to say this, too.
And they took their sweet time.
Oh, yeah, they did. That may have been pre-approved.
Yeah, because I heard Abato say just before our kids went down the field, he goes, we got a short show tonight.
Okay.
So I think it might have been planned.
Okay.
They might have allowed to do that.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say to all the band kids, Allen band kids, you guys need to behave. And you need to be ready
Oh my God.
because you started out
To play in the
really bad last
the
night.
school alma mater.
And
Oh
your
my
poor
God.
band director, we sit not right above the band, we're one section over, but we hear everything
Very
he says.
close.
He was not happy.
He pulled a Bo Davis on you, band gang.
Dude.
No
Yeah.
cursing.
And it went on and on and on.
But they just, I don't know. I guess they thought the season
They're
was
not
over. or
paying
whatever.
attention. They're chatting amongst themselves,
They need some-
talking.
they need
And then it happened again in third quarter. In the third quarter.
Yeah, they had a rough night. So if you're a band parent listening to this, tell your kid to straighten up.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Maybe if you'd
Don't go there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you'd stayed for the whole game.
stayed for the whole game.
Yeah, you'd have. But yeah, they Allen band in the stands had a rough night last night.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know,
I guess it was
I
not
love
appropriate for me
Phil
to be
and
yelling
Ward.
Freebird
Yeah.
all night.
What are you here
Dude,
for?
every time it's quiet down there. He's like staring at the horns or something, and then I'm over here on my left. Freebird!
Abato, it was perfect timing. He goes, "What are you here for?" He was talking to the kids. "What are you here for?" And Freebird!
Freebird!
It was all of us just cringe back.
We're all like, he can't see us. He can't see us.
Oh, except that big banner that you see
he
blowing in
can't
the
see
wind.
us.
He knew who it was.
I wanted to
He
see him.
knows, he hears it. He's pissed off.
Oh, he
that
knows.
they're not
Yeah,
behaving.
Yeah.
But it'd been funny to.
Text him real quick with the word "Freebird."
I think I got his number. I'll do
That'd
it.
been funny if all of a sudden we kind of look
Y'all
over the
really-
rail. He's got one eye looking at the band and one looking up at
Y'all
us,
really
going,
want to poke the bear, huh?
I actually don't have his number. That's
The
too
Baylor
bad.
bear.
Yeah. Bless his heart. God, that was, you know, because he wants to bust out laughing, but he can't because the kids will be like. So anyhow, band, straighten up.
Yeah, it'd been great to have him on this morning.
Quit making your directors insane. So halftime, it's 38-9. Hebron comes out, takes the ball, drives down the field immediately.
Boom.
It's 38-16 at that point. Allen gets the ball back. Only takes him 4 plays. Hebron tried an onside kick. Unsuccessful.
Covered it.
Yep.
Who
Brendan Harvey.
covered? Do we know?
Brendan Harvey.
Brendan Harvey.
Good play. Ready for it.
Lance Hayward. Onside kick.
Brendan Harvey.
Hawkins went a pass to Turner for 3, and then Turner goes again, 49 yards. For
Number
his
38,
Fourth
Brendan
touchdown.
And he had 2 spins coming through the line.
That might, this might be the play where he's
Spun
like in the
twice.
washing machine, man, just
Oh
spinning
my
around in
gosh.
there.
Exactly.
That's the one where I leaned down and you went,
Yeah.
God.
There you go. There you go.
Touchdown, Allen.
So with 8:44 left in the third, it's 45-16. Hebron gets the ball, they punt. Allen gets the ball back at their own, or at the 50. Sibley rushes for 5, and then Hawkins.
Does
Yeah,
his thing.
that was fun.
Speed, speed, speed.
What a
was
great
fun.
run.
40, how many?
45 yards.
He
But
did-
he goes left,
Gets around that
and you're
corner.
like, is he going to make the corner and not go out of bounds?
He made it.
And you can
corner.
see
He made it.
He made the corner, and he had enough to turn it, and then it was just turn on the Jets. And
Go, 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 go. Yeah.
Touchdown, Eagles. 35 yards. Number 3, Mike Hawkins.
We hadn't seen speed like that from him since the spring game, basically.
well, he played that way.
There was another, yeah. there was
Well,
another-
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had Dad's speed kicked in, and heck, Mom might be fast too. I don't know, but I know
be.
Dad had speed.
Yeah, don't cut her short.
I'm not. Mom's done a great job. So it's 45 yards, and it's now 52-16. Hebron gets the ball back. They punt again.
Trading punts.
Yeah. Trading punts, and that punt was actually fair caught by Cooper Cole. I'll just give Cooper a shout out there. So way to go, Coop.
You have the best punt catches in the world.
Allen ends up punting on that. Hebron gets the ball.
On their
After-
18. Oh, they returned the punt 35 yards. Yeah, so now
Yeah.
they got
That's
it
kind
on
of
the
hard to
Eagle
be on the
47.
18 then.
Yeah, and they get down. They get down to the 24-yard line, and they actually get down to the 19. And on 4th down, they go for it, and that pass is intercepted.
Stuff him, stuff him, stuff him, stuff him, stuff him.
Right.
By Malachi Thornton, because that guy had to wait and wait and wait, and he finally, when he threw it, it was way late. Malachi intercepts it.
Runs it back about 10, 12 yards.
Yeah, it gets out to the 20. First down, Kavion Sibley gets the ball. And I said this earlier today,
Yeah.
the stable of running backs at Allen High
It's
School right
impressive.
now, it's probably the best I mean, when you think,
For a while.
it's been a long time since we've had 3.
Studs.
And this is really kind of the first time that Kavion's been able to show out like he did. It's very impressive.
80 yards, well, no one catching him either.
No.
That's the superintendent's son.
Kavion Sibley, 80 yards, touchdown.
No, he built a 5, 7, 10-yard lead.
Yeah, so it's 59-16 at this point, and you know Hebron gets to, you know, garbage time touchdowns, playing their first string against the 4th string with 3 minutes left in the game. You know, Dakota Bridges goes a long way on one, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, final score 59-30. Allen moves on to the
And it was
second
never
round.
really that close.
No, I mean, it was 59-16 with 8 minutes left. So, you know, Brazel's still over there playing his first teamers, and Allen's not. So it happens what happens. So Allen now plays Lake Highlands, who
Surprise, surprise.
who does us a favor, so we don't have to play South Grand Prairie for the 100th time or whatever it's been. Next Friday, 7 o'clock.
Globe Life, the new one.
At Globe Life. You can see how much weight we have, because
Yeah.
how many times did we tweet our lovely athletic director and
AD
say,
and superintendent.
please
said,
do not
"Please."
play any game in a baseball stadium, and we see how that worked out for us.
I'm sure it was a district decision, and they said, okay, where do you want to play it? Because they're going to play all the games there between the 2 districts.
It's just brutal. So, Lake Highlands beat South Grand Prairie 29-24. Lake Highlands had 292 total yards offense last night. 89 yards passing on 12 completions, so they averaged 5.56 yards a pass. They had 203 rushing on 44 attempts, so they averaged 4.61. Now, Lake Highlands is 10-1. Their only loss coming to Jesuit, who spanked them pretty good, actually. But again, coming out of a district that includes all the Richardson schools.
It's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah. But they're 10-1, and
You got to respect that.
You do.
You can't overlook them. I know the team won't. We're a little different because we can speculate, but we played once in the playoffs, and I think that was
we did.
It was
Down
12 or
that was at their
13.
place, too. wasn't
Yeah.
it? Why
That
did we
was- that
play
was-
at their place?
I don't know. It was
I remember that.
13.
maybe we should have Tom on and ask Tom why we played that.
Yeah, that was a coin flip. I think they wanted to play either home
Okay.
and home. And
Okay.
They do have Noel Whitehead, their leading rusher, has 1,589 yards on the year. So,
Challenge for the defense.
you know,
Stop the run.
Caden Dotson is thrown for 2,200 with 26 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So they're not going to make
That's
a lot
not
of
shabby.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to when you look at these teams that we're playing, at least in these first 2 rounds, you go back and look at. And David looked this up. He called me earlier in the week. Said, "Have you looked at their schedule?" I'm like, "No." They have victories over. Just think about this in your mind: Poteet, Plano East, Plano,
Ooh.
Berkner,
Ooh.
Irving MacArthur. They lost to Jesuit.
Yeah.
Richardson Pierce, Irving Nimitz, Richardson,
Yeah.
Irving, and then again last night South Grand Prairie.
How bad did they beat Pierce?
They beat Pierce 31-0.
Ouch. Everybody beats Pierce.
They beat Berkner 52-0. Plano 56-25. Plano East 55-24.
So they've got a little bit of history of high-scoring games.
they
Against.
Well,
yeah.
it's all relative. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, just think about that. The game we played them, they scored real quick.
Yeah.
You know, 3-4 plays maybe, 7-0. They were just going ballistic,
Oh yeah.
and
I
that
thought
was the
they'd won
last
the
score
game.
they had. Was we ended up 63 points later. You know, walking away from there, they were demoralized.
yeah. So that's the game next week, and make of it what you will. The rest of the district last night actually went. The district went 3-1 against 6-6-8. McKinney Boyd, who was up one time 17-10 over Louisville, ends up losing 27-17.
But it's a good Louisville team. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, they were district champ. Well, they weren't district. I guess
Was it Marcus?
Flower Mound Marcus was, who played Prosper. Prosper, I want to look at this for sure. I said 6. It may have been 5.
5 or
Let me
6
check.
turnovers. Oh, and
They
still win the game.
I know they threw 5 interceptions. Wow. And you're just like, geez, people. He did throw 4 touchdowns, but he had 5 interceptions. So I'm not sure if they had 5 or 6 turnovers, but they had a bunch. And Prosper hangs on. It goes to overtime and wins 28-21. So they move on. And then our buddies over at Denton Geyer, they get Flower Mound. And they were up 34-7 at one point. And they win 34-14.
Yeah, so that's ended up being a dominating
Yep.
performance for them.
So that's how the rest of the district did. So that's good for the district. I was hoping Boyd could pull it off and we could do that. So next week again, Lake Highlands, 7 o'clock.
Yep, ticket information will be announced. Look at allenisd.org.
Yeah, it may even be on there now.
Could be. I don't think we know if we're home or away yet, but it'll be soon if we don't.
You'll be paying to park too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
$8 or $10.
More likely.
Unless you
10.
take an
Just
RV
get
and it's
used to it.
50.
To what?
RVs
Take an
are
RV.
50.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, they don't have any info out here yet, so on the district. So they'll figure it out.
We could go park over at my in-laws and grab an Uber, go over to the stadium.
Well, you're still paying in.
Paying who?
Uber.
Yeah, but what if your in-laws are the Uber?
Oh, well, there you go. Now we're talking.
They've got a minivan. Come on.
Exactly.
Hey, you want some candy?
So the Chad Morris led Eagles win
Sticker
their
on the back says baby. It's supposed to be say baby on board, but it's babies on board.
The Chad Morris led Eagles win their first playoff game. Congratulations, coaches, for having this team ready to go.
It's a
They
good
seem
trend.
pretty focused.
Yeah, it's a good trend.
Yeah, it is a good trend.
It's getting to be a little bit more like a well-oiled machine, especially with the coaches.
Well, the big thing for me, and I think we all saw this after the first 4 or 5 games, was the turnover bug has really dropped off.
Right.
There was a mistake on a pass last night. That's going to happen from time to time, but I don't think there were any fumbles last night.
No.
Moss-
Michael Hawkins has been very much more secure in his ball handling.
He's been great.
Very impressed with that.
Yeah,
Whatever changes he made, whatever confidence he needed to get, he's got it. So,
yeah.
good job, young man.
It was. It's nice to see that occurring with this team because, again, so many changes, and you knew it was going to take time. Somebody and I don't remember which media writer this was, and I just wanted to punch him when they said it.
Corbett Smith, probably.
No, it wasn't Corbett.
Jeez.
It was one of these
We do
deals
like you,
where, and this was like the second game of the year, or the first. Well, I think it was after the Atascocita loss. Well, if I was going to take a coaching staff, I wouldn't take Allen's because they're not family. Well, they've been together 2 games, and he assembled the staff. It's not like
Right.
they came all along with him. You're like, well, give them a minute.
Yeah. And from every indication I've got, they're building the family pretty doggone quick.
Yeah, they are. And
I'm impressed.
You're putting in a new system not only at the high school level, but you're pushing that all the way down through the middle schools.
Schools and everything.
Right. And it doesn't happen overnight. There was a big culture change
Right.
in Allen this year.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, and you've got a lot of college coaching talent that's kind of used to that college ability to assimilate, new schemes, etc. But they've had to dumb some things down and simplify some things. I don't know.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's
I noticed our
working.
points PATs were just standard PATs.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Or last night? Yeah,
They did set up in the
They figured out.
2-point formation once, but then moved out of it.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think you
okay.
really need to do that on that game last night. I mean,
But if you do,
I mean,
need
they
to do
tried.
it,
Hebron tried it and
well,
didn't.
they had to.
I know.
Switching gears for
Yes, sir.
a minute or two, Allen had their first basketball game last night,
yeah.
taking on the Frisco
Which of the
Celebrity?
Just
team?
Frisco.
Frisco.
Raccoons.
Raccoons.
Yeah.
The Eagles win 84-77, led by 4 players in double figures. Trent Payne, freshman Trent Payne,
Awesome.
scored 18. Miles Gibson and Malachi Drake and Dylan Archie all have 13 to lead the team. So it's a 7-point victory for Coach Sip and those guys. So congratulations.
And I asked about points, and you made the point. Reminded me that Coach Sip had said, "Hey, look, this team is going to be a round robin as far as who's being the high scorer.
Yeah.
And who's scoring."
Well, and it's good to see the spread on that. You know, you got
Yes.
4 players in double figures. You know, you got a bunch of different people scoring. They play again today at Flower Mound Marcus at 2:30. So we wish them well.
Yes, good luck.
They get that taken care of. Go win another one. You know. I was trying to see if the girls played last night, but I don't see them in the paper anywhere. I should know that, shouldn't I?
If we had time to do research, but we've got
Yeah.
to sleep somewhere in between the end of the football game and
What about Lovejoy? Did they make
breakfast. Yeah, Lovejoy crushed their opponent.
Oh, last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played Crandall. Jared and Mary Lynn were over
The
here.
Millers, yeah.
And that game was 63-0 at halftime.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh!
it ended up being 77-24 or something like that. Yeah, Lovejoy's got a good team. You know, a lot of people are picking. They're in the same bracket with Aledo, so they could meet down the road at Aledo. And if you remember last year's game, they had a chance to win that, and they lost.
They couldn't close it out.
And so that one's coming down the road for those guys if they continue to win. Yeah, Lovejoy's doing pretty well.
And congratulations, to our friends down in Forney.
Yep.
Coach Fleen, he's going to have to earn some extra money doing car wash or something to pay for the stands. But
Yeah, we heard about that. Forney falls to our very good Frisco Liberty team, who actually beat Lovejoy last week at Lovejoy.
so they
They
were
were
9-1.
9-1.
They had their hands full.
Yeah, they did, and they fell 45-21. But they went from a winless season to a 7-win season.
Yeah. Taking second in district. I mean, that was impressive.
The groundwork has been laid in Forney.
Agreed.
So hopefully those underclassmen see what it takes to be, successful, and Fleener will get it done down there.
Yeah.
I'm
Build
going to see
something
if he'll
really
join us next week. He's
Yeah, we'll reach out and see.
Fleener.
Fleener.
See.
We got to see if we can get that helmet from him. And
Yeah.
I think we also need to check with Corey. We need to get some Sherman swag too, my friend.
Who's this 12-year-old standing next to me in this picture in this Sherman shirt?
Yeah, that 12-year-old was very active last night. Let me tell you what, he was
was.
dominating.
He had a good night.
He had a good performance.
So-
he was going to, who was the number one, the receiver
Dakota Bridges.
for Dakota Bridges.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Younger brother of Tristan
I wish they'd have been mic'd
or
up
Trajan.
because those two talk so much
Oh, my
smack all
gosh.
night long.
Sign
play.
Shiva was not having it.
And Trajan's, Dakota's known for that. Trajan is too, but Dakota's, you could just tell, he'd drop a ball and he'd talk. Like, hope you're talking about the weather, or something. My hands are cold, that's why I dropped it.
I don't think
know.
it was the weather.
I don't know. It's just like,
And at that phase, kids just need to play ball.
you do.
They haven't done anything to earn talking.
When
you get to the pros, maybe you talk, but
Even then, it's just like, act like you've done it before, just get up, go back to the huddle. That just drives me insane. Our buddy Alan's home,
yeah,
recouping.
yeah. Wish he could have made it. Sends his love and regards to everybody.
We should have called him.
Yeah, we should have.
Call him. We got time.
Yeah, call him. And in the meantime, we did have a visitor after the game. One of the team managers who was very happy. He has found his successor in doing videos and, and
Noah Lyles.
Yeah, Noah Lyles. So
Noah was.
Hey, Dave.
Good morning, Alan.
good morning. You're on the podcast. Can you talk?
Yeah, I'm kind of out of breath.
Okay, well, catch your breath. We'll come. Just jump in anytime you want to.
Alrighty.
You been exercising? Nod your head, yes or no.
There.
Don't
That
make
was
him
it.
laugh.
That's all I got.
Oh, well, we'll take a nod.
Yeah.
Okay.
We finished talking about the game, and we're kind of covering some of the, other playoffs coming, and just wanted to, give you a call and, tell you we're thinking about you, we're praying for you still, and we'll be seeing you soon. So anything you want to say, let us know.
Well, it has been great to listen/watch the games with the old coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, old coach, for keeping our buddy in touch, man.
Got to see some good runs, like I can't remember the names, but the sophomore, number 7, that last touchdown.
Yeah.
Man, that dude's got some wheels.
I bet you used to be that fast, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
playing wiffle ball.
In another life, I did.
Back when you were in the Roman Olympics, right?
That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, you used to get that wreath.
Yeah, you still got
How
that,
is old Julius Caesar?
got that olive branch headdress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all we got. We didn't get cleats and gloves and stuff.
Yeah, but you had a nice thong.
Yeah, we did.
Now you're talking.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Well, we had.
So,
Go ahead, Al.
Lake Highlands next week
Yes, sir.
at Globe Life.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
Yeah, well, you guys have fun.
I thought you were going to come with us.
Yeah, well, I would use 2 of my oxygen tanks just driving to stick in Arlington. Oh my gosh.
Maybe we'll get a chopper for you.
Yeah, we'll have you flown in. We'll have you airdrop through the open roof.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
Parachute you
What
in,
the-
baby.
What the heck?
Do a tandem jump,
Lance has connections. He'll hook us up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that
All
is
right.
true.
Well, hey, Alan, we don't want to we don't want to push the limit with you, but dang, it's awful good to hear your voice, and we'll come by and visit soon. So.
Okay, I can't wait for this to get back to regular so I can be with you guys.
We're with you, man.
Yeah, we're tired of being irregular, sir. So.
Yeah, irregularity. Just ask him
Okay.
Nolan.
No one's not.
All right, bud.
Thanks
I've been
so
it for
much,
15
y'all. Take
years.
care.
Hey, have a
All
good
right.
day,
See
buddy.
you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
All right, love you. Bye-bye.
Right.
Okay, so there it is. He's hanging in there.
Still working on lung capacity, and so keep praying for Alan.
So people, COVID's still out there, and so just be careful.
Yeah,
That's all
be
you can
careful.
say.
Do
Just be
what you
smart.
feel like you need to do, but
Be
make
smart.
good decisions,
That's right.
please.
So I thought I had something else to say, and now it just went. Choo, right.
Brain-
My mom always
Oh.
said.
Brain fart.
We never talked about the scoreboard.
Well, Nolan
kinda did.
mentioned
I brought it up.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
Russian hackers.
Well, I'm thinking, yeah, Russian hackers. I saw that. So what's next? I mean, tennis courts are going to shut down the tracks.
We're done there
Gonna be
for the
shut
stadium, for football purposes.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will they get it fixed in time to be used as a playoff venue for anybody else?
Well, if somebody else is paying
Well, that's it. Would you pay that money and
and not have a
not
video
have a video
scoreboard? No.
board where you can go somewhere else and do that? Now, there's a lot more to it than just a video board. I understand that, but as some people said, with a stadium like that, and again, I understand it might have been a technical glitch last night, but we've got. I'm going to say this, and people are going to get onto us the way the
don't say
districts
it
at IT stuff. You should be able to fix that. And it should, you don't know what happened, whether it just happened tonight or last night, or whether it'd been that way for a week or what. But
Well,
Jeff will get it together.
I just
spit it out.
I just thought it was weird driving up to the stadium. It just didn't seem something was off because
Yeah.
the police didn't have their mobile.
Didn't have their
the mobile unit there on the north side of the stadium. There was hardly anybody. There was no one other than kids' cars in the parking lot. I'm like going, we are playing here, right?
Well, I'll tell you what wasn't off is when I drove by the stadium this morning on the way to breakfast, all the lights were on.
Wow.
Well, they must be working on the video board.
And they need the lights.
And they need the lights because they aren't getting any from the board.
Either that or they're out there patching the turf and working on the scoreboard.
Who knows what they're doing? Well, congrats to
Filling in all
the
the
Eagles on their 59-30 win.
Yep, playoff victory. Is this the third game that we got a streak going now?
Oh,
Second or
God, don't even
third
go
game
there.
in the streak?
What, in a row?
Yeah.
Third.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's make it 4.
You got to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
next week again, Globe Life Friday night, Allen versus Lake Highlands. Come on out, support the guys. They appreciate it. And until next time, it's over, and we be out. See ya.
Adios.